All things Desi, all things spicy. This is Pxrdesi Mirchii, 7291 non-FM.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your host, Minnie, and you're listening to Season 2, Episode 6 of Pardesi Mirchi 7291 Non-FM. If you haven't noticed the change of setup yet, today's episode is something really special. This particular episode has been in the planning for many months now, but now that we are here, I'm super excited. My earliest memory when it comes to dancing would be my first Diwali ball performance back home at the age of 5. Since then, my feet have never stopped moving. I'm not trained in any particular style, but the movies have taught me everything I know today. I don't think I've ever been too tired to dance. Catch me at home, I'm dancing. The shower, I'm dancing. On the bus, I'm tapping my feet. Take me to the club, and I will most likely be opening the party to asking if they need help cleaning when the lights come on at 3 a.m. When it's not me dancing, I love watching other people dance. I have mad respect and appreciation for folk dances and the dancers. The nakras of Launi, the levels and flair of Ghumar, and the excitement and energy of Gidda and Bhangra. Having said that, I'm a little intimidated, but very excited to be in the presence of an extremely talented group. Originating from the rich cultural traditions of Punjab, this group brings the beats and the uplifting spirit of Bhangra and Gidda to the beautiful city of Amsterdam, the heart of the Netherlands. Whether they're performing at cultural festivals or hosting workshops to teach, their passion for the folk dances shines through, uniting people of all backgrounds in celebration and in joy. If you haven't guessed yet, joining me for today's episode is the extremely talented Amsterdam Bhangra. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How are you today?
Very good.
Very good. That's great. That's great. What's the? I love your shirts, by the way. Like, can you like show it a little bit off to the camera? Okay. Lovely, lovely. The logo is recent as well. You guys have just changed it. So nice. Like today, I think I was going through your page just for some extra research, and I happened to look very closely at the logo, and I love how it just incorporates everything about you guys. You know, there is Amsterdam, but then there's also like the Bhangra and the font. Oh, yeah, love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So how are we feeling today? I know it's a little chilly, but like what's going on in the head right now? Like what's your mental space looking like?
I think whenever four of us are together, it's fun all the time. That's how we feel.
So the mental state is fun.
That's good. That's good. Nice to know. Well, obviously we've got 4 people here. Amsterdam Bhangra is a team, not just one person. So I'd love if you can introduce yourself. You can tell us your name, where you're from in India, and how did you get to the Netherlands. So we'll start with you.
My name is Karmanpreet Singh, and I was born and brought up in a city called Peshawar in Punjab. But I moved out. It's almost 10 years now. I lived in different cities within India. Then moved to Barcelona to do my masters, and then now I'm here working as a data analyst consultant in PwC Pricewaterhouse. Yeah, that's my journey in short.
Hi, I'm Mansi. I was born to a Punjabi family in Ludhiana when I was brought up in Faridabad. But my roots are very much Punjabi, even though now I'm married to a Pakistani person, but I'm connected to Punjab still. And I moved to Amsterdam in 2018, and 6 years ago with my husband who wanted to travel. Nice. My name is Apurva Parke. I came to the Netherlands 6.5 years ago. Roots are from Maharashtra, so I do love me a lot. But my connection to dance, is, as you said, like at home I'm dancing, at the bus I'm dancing. Right? So the Bollywood and dance runs in the veins. So I came here with a job opportunity, and currently I'm working in telecom as a community builder. And yeah, super happy to be part of Amsterdam Bhangra.
Yeah, my name is Harpreet Kaur, and I grew up in state of Rajasthan in India. And then I did my graduation in Indore in Madhya Pradesh. Then moved to Pune for my first job, and I worked for 8.5 years in Cognizant. And I was working for one of the projects in Amsterdam. Then I got an opportunity to work here in Amsterdam. So I moved to Amsterdam in 2022. Yes, currently I'm working here with KVJ as a dev engineer.
Oh wow, that's a very interesting job. I love to see it. Okay, well, coming back to Amsterdam Bhangra, how did you guys get into it? Like, Did it already exist, or who founded it? Who came into the picture? How did you guys find Amsterdam Bhangra in your own individual journey? So we'll start with you again.
I think these guys should start that off because it was the founders, like the ones that we started, and then later we joined. So once you
Yeah. I think this was just before COVID in 2020, but the inspiration was very much there since a few months before that. I used to watch Bhangra videos and Bhangra Empire mainly and V-Funk. And I used to think, why is it that all the cool cities in the world have a Bhangra group, but Amsterdam doesn't have one? And that's why I decided that I want to do something, and then I just posted something on the group on the Amsterdam Facebook group actually, saying that hey, I want dancing partners who could do Bhangra with me. And she was the first one to do that. I was always looking for inspiration and dance with. So then we got together. I think we got together and did one Bhangra video. Yeah, in a week or two. Exactly. I think we spoke and then the next week we met. Yes. We were that proactive at that time. Yes. And then there were more people who wanted to join. Yeah. So we booked a studio and then we did our first kind of a workshop in dancing together before the corona hit. Yeah. But even during COVID, we used to keep on meeting in the park and despite so two people were allowed to meet. So we and we have videos. Not saying that we did the best from then. And we were trying to learn from other groups by watching videos. Yeah. It's nice to know that people are interested. Yes. And then we continued making small videos, meeting for 2 hours in a month, and just continuing with the fun part of it and the motivation that Mansi brought into it. So then sometimes we also would tag along some friends and we would pitch them like, come along, we make some videos and things like that. And slowly, slowly it really became a thing. Especially there was a little bit of lull in 2021. I think we were all going through a tough time.
Yeah.
In 2022, I saw Pure Bhangra's page and I saw that Hadi was doing a world tour. And Amsterdam was not on his list, and I was desperate to get her and also for me personally to learn. So then I just messaged them, the Pure Bhangra group on Instagram. It was a long shot, and it was a big group. Yeah. And just told them, can you add Amsterdam to your list? I have this page, Amsterdam Bhangra. We've not done too much, and then Hadi replied, which was a surprise to me. And then says that, okay, yeah, sure, but I can only do it on a weekday. And what's your fees? I said, sorry, no fees. I just wanted to come and teach us. And then when he came, he decided to come and said, we were marketing the workshop and getting people, and this guy appears.
So basically,
That's how we met.
So I had just moved to Netherlands like it was like 10 days or so. I moved to Netherlands. It was June, right?
Yeah.
June of 2022. Yeah, June of 2022, I had just moved to Netherlands, and within a week of moving, I see a poster saying, "Okay, you have there's going to be a Bhangra workshop here." And the same day, I had plans of going to Brussels as well, but then I was like, "Okay, maybe I should postpone that." I messaged her, and her first response was, "Oh, sorry, it's full." I was a bit, pushy in that sense because I really wanted to join that. Then she invited me over to another event that we had with Hardy the day before the workshop.
That was
So,
amazing.
yeah, I think
So we had a chole bhature night.
And I was like, okay, anything. I just want to meet like-minded people because I've been doing Bhangra since I was in school. So I knew I was going to be in Netherlands for foreseeable future. So I wanted to do something in that sense here. And I went to her place and met everyone, and then met Hardy as well. And we did a little dance just for fun because he wanted to. And then he was really. He actually asked me that, okay, just cancel your plans and come to the workshop tomorrow. I don't care. You don't even have to buy a ticket or anything. I just want you to be there. And that's how I
Lucky us.
workshop.
And then you're forgetting that it was hard to actually encourage both of us to get together and make it strong because he could see the caliber in him. And that workshop also gave us our first viral video. Yeah.
It's kind of reminds me like if you've seen those reality shows, especially like the Indian Idol and stuff. It's like the equivalent to "Aap Mumbai Aa Rahe Hain" kind of vibe. You know, you come to the workshop, you've got the caliber. It's so cool. Did you feel a kind of way when he said you can come for free or no?
Not trying to
He was actually already, I think he was doing me a big favor, doing us a big favor by coming. Because to me, he still is, he was already a very big person in the atmosphere. So it was okay.
Yeah, and I think that gave us a big kick, like big uplift to Amsterdam Bhangra as a.
I still remember we all were really, whoever was there in that workshop, everyone was exhilarated, so excited. Most people messaged us and then we just couldn't speak. We were so excited.
Yes.
And then just a month later, Kanwan started taking workshops. I also learned from him. We all learned from him, and that's how things started getting. Amsterdam Bhangra came to
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Hardy's wife, Sarah, then because the workshop was super nice, and then she also got super excited. So then she came here for a Gidda workshop, and that's how we met Hardy.
Actually, I joined the Bhangra workshop.
Also, but then we didn't like. Yeah, met, but you were not like really.
No, she joined Sarah's Bhangra.
Yeah, exactly,
workshop.
exactly. Sarah's Bhangra,
Yeah.
Sarah's Bhangra workshop.
Yeah. So actually, I wasn't aware of that there is a group, Bhangra group exists here in Amsterdam, and like I came here in 2022, and I was after 6-7 months because I was settling up here, and then after 6-7 months, I was like, okay, I need to look after some groups because since Corona, I was inspired by Bhangra Empire. Like she said, that I think Bhangra Empire inspired everyone in Corona times because we were free at home and then we wanted to do something. So that time I was inspired that I wanted to be a part of Bhangra team. And that's how I started looking up Instagram. And then I got to know Pure Bhangra from this Bhangra Empire's workshop. So then I knew it. And then Pure Bhangra actually take workshops from in other countries also. And I was like, okay, let me ask them if they have some other groups or team that I can join online in whatever is possible way. So I wanted to join them. And then I messaged on Instagram. I was not expecting they will reply, but they responded, and then I got a message that there is a existing group in Amsterdam. You can join them. That is our like that is really good. And then they sent me a link of Amsterdam Bhangra, and that's how I got to know about them. And but yeah, I didn't message because I had to go to India for my vacation. When I came back, and then I saw that Sarah is coming. No, no, no. No, because I had to go to India. Yeah, I went to India in January. So I came back in Feb. Yeah. So then then again I started like looking into Instagram, and then I saw, okay, Sarah is coming. But I got to know one day before her workshop, and then I thought, okay, I don't think so I'll get a ticket. But I messaged, and then once he replied that there's a ticket, and I was like, okay, I was super excited, and that's how I met them. And since then I'm doing Bhangra, Bhangra, Bhangra.
So we saw that she is like in every workshop, and she gives like
Yeah.
more than 100% of her into not only the workshop, but she has a real passion for Bhangra to take it like really on a quality level. So then we really thought that she would be an amazing addition to the yeah. So that's how.
That's exciting. I love how everyone just sort of like comes together. And then that's the beauty of like art in a nutshell. You bring people together, especially in a time where you feel like you want to connect with other people, especially like for you, you said you just came here. You wanted to like find people. I feel like that's also my journey. So I wanna now talk about like the Amsterdam part of Amsterdam Bhangra. When you guys do workshops, I'm sure you get people not only from Amsterdam but also from like different cities. How do you feel like the community responds to you? Like, are they excited? Do they feel like they learn a lot? Like, what do you think people think of the South Asian culture with you guys providing workshops, with you guys doing dances and stuff? Anybody can answer. You can choose to pick exactly what you feel would make sense. So, the floor is yours.
I think the response has been amazing. That's the only reason that we have come so far. Otherwise, it would be just four of us getting together and dancing, and that's not as fun as having so many people join us in workshops, in just performances, and various other activities. And I've seen people travel more than 3 hours to join our workshops, and that really humbles us down and gives us even more like courage and even more energy to keep doing what we try to do on our sides. And yeah, I think you wanna.
Sure. Yeah, I think one thing I'd like to add is that a lot of people have told us that the classes or the community aspect of it has pulled them out of dark times. So I think that's really, really meaningful. And it gives a lot of, not that we need it, but a validation to why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And of course, I think this is something that's being embraced not just by the Indians, but also by the locals. So it feels nice that people like our culture. They want to learn more about our culture. So it's very humbling, and it also makes us proud at the same time.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't even realize where we have come forward to. So sometimes we really make ourselves realize that wow, this was really good, right? People really, yeah. For example, the second time we had Pure Bhangra Hadi here, that workshop was on fire. People went crazy. Everybody came to us saying, "Wow, what a workshop!" Right? So that is a validation, right, for us to be able to pull up that because we have also been to like several small workshops here and there for other things, and then you realize what happens. Like you do compare sometimes, right? When you went to a Bollywood workshop or a ballet workshop, I don't know, or a Bhangra workshop, and you get that validation, like wow, this is working. What we have made is like really touching hearts of people. So sometimes we also have to take some time to realize that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just in so much of that mode that we don't even realize.
Right aspects of the back.
Yeah. So I think that's amazing, and we were doing workshops for an year or so, and now we are also doing classes, and also the response for the classes are very good, which confirms that people want to learn with us, really from the basics, and they want to enjoy the workshops even more because then they have learned more.
We also did a workshop in Zanda. So actually, we're also
Yeah.
getting requests from other cities that you should come here and then.
And
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'd love for you guys to do another one a little closer to us as well. Back in Eindhoven, if you will. It would be really nice. I'm pretty because there are a lot of Indians there.
You get a full house.
Oh yeah. That I can do. I can get you a full house. What do you consider a full house? Like say 10 people, 20 people, 20.
usually our workshops are like 20 to 25 people, but sometimes we have them bigger as well.
Yeah.
Had like 50 people a couple of times. But usually we try to keep it around 25 people. That's
Having fun,
Yeah.
having really ambitious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, of course. Makes sense. You have to break even. Yeah, no, of course. Well, I will put that on my to-do list. I will definitely get you, at least you have me and then 24 other people. For sure. For sure. I got two other people, so that's like 21. You just need 21 more people. I got you guys. Okay, well, no, that's very interesting. Does it, because you just mentioned that that sometimes you do 50 people, sometimes you do 25. Do you think there's a difference between your teaching abilities in the size difference or like in like audience difference? Like, is it easier to teach one group, a bigger group over the other, or?
I think it usually depends on what we're trying to achieve in our workshop. So if, like for example, as was just talking, we also have classes where we actually focus a lot more on teaching the steps, teaching the right techniques. That group we try to keep as small as possible. Like it's usually 15 people around that. But then sometimes we have workshops, especially whenever we have some guests from outside, like Hardy or we have Navjot from Brussels as well. That we try to keep a bigger group because you need energy, you need that kind of vibe in the class where everyone is enjoying. It's not as much about the steps as much it's about enjoying the whole choreo, enjoying the whole 2 hours being in the class. So it depends a lot on what we're trying to achieve with that particular workshop. And answering you what's easier and difficult, I think it's both of them have different ways of teaching. Whenever there is a smaller group, whenever you want them to actually learn steps, then you really focus on like going to individual people, telling them, okay, this is how you should do it, repeating it as many times as possible. And in bigger groups, you want more of the coordination of the group as a whole and more of like the energy should be high, everyone should be doing like in a similar way, so those kind of things. So it's different things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course, definitely. Then when it comes to like as a team that you guys have, does it feel like maybe you feel like a sense of belonging a lot more, or like you feel like you're a lot more closer to, the motherland a lot more than you did before? Like before you started Amsterdam Bhangra and now, like do you feel a difference in that sense?
I think both my ventures, but specifically if we're talking about Amsterdam Bhangra, make me feel that Amsterdam is my home. And I don't miss India too much anymore because I think through these art forms, we've managed to create a community that's very close knit. Um, and we have people to fall back on. I think this team in itself is very strong, both in terms of work and also personal relationships. So that is one thing. And I think one thing that I've felt within myself always is that when you move out of the country, you feel a need to connect with your culture even more.
Yeah.
And I think for all of us, probably Ashram Bhangra is an expression or a way of connecting to our culture. For example, I've never spoken Punjabi in my whole life. My parents speak Punjabi at home, but I was never comfortable speaking. When Karman came, he made it a point that no, you have to speak with me. So I now feel very nice because of him. I'm able to learn a language that is spoken at my home. But that time I never made an effort to learn how to speak it. Now, I can say a line or two in front of my parents and yeah. And I can also connect with when I was traveling to Punjab during my trip last year. I was actually talking to people in Punjabi, which was very nice. Okay, now finally I feel that I belong to this culture. So for me, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that I relate to that 100%. On it, like I've spoken Hindi all my life to my parents and to my grandparents and my cousins, of course, but like that's because I don't have a choice with them. They don't speak English. But I've never had that kind of, so I've always, like I said, I've been a big Bollywood fan. So one of my biggest fantasies, I would say, was to have like a typical Bollywood college life. With chilling with my friends and like, speaking to them in Hindi, but like when I reached here, nobody around me spoke Hindi. It was also Corona, so like I wasn't really making any friends. And then, I was in a school where I was like, in my class, I was the only Indian kid other than another girl, but like I hardly spoke to her. And then I started meeting Indian people. Then they started speaking Hindi in Hindi to me, and I would have no other choice but to respond to them in Hindi. So they would like, yeah. So they made me feel very comfortable speaking Hindi. I do throw in a few galis here and there, but like I've never done it before. So it's like,
Oh, off the camera.
after the show we can. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's, I love the feeling of being closer to home through like the art, through people. But what about like challenges? Like, I know recently you had a foot injury. Today I've got a foot injury as well. But besides those kind of things, like what are some challenges that Amsterdam Bhangra has faced? You don't have to go too much into detail if you don't want to, but like things like that that you feel like might slow down a process or like disrupt something.
I think we do Amsterdam, like the workshops and the whole concept of Amsterdam Bhangra, we approach it with so much fun that we couldn't, I would not say that something is a hiccup or something. It never felt like that. It felt absolutely, as you said, a challenge to overcome. So sometimes having a workshop of 20 people and then it goes, and then there are like 10 people in the queue, and we have a studio of just 25 people, right? And then people are queuing up saying, please, let us get in. And we are like, sorry, we can have you in another workshop. So this is like a challenge, and then we try to like have bigger workshops, and then we motivate them to come for like a guest workshop which is even bigger, and then where they can enjoy. Um, so these are really challenges, I would say. So we look them up as an opportunity, but we never feel like it's a something was a block or something.
Never a block, really.
Yeah.
But I think another challenge that comes to my mind has been not a challenge yet, but like something that we have been trying to do for now is building a team together, which is not only, like, of course, we are a team as an Amsterdam Bhangra team, but it's a team that we can take to different performances, different festivals, and of course, all of us and anyone else who joins us have their own lives. They have their own plans all the time. It's really difficult even between us to sometimes match our schedules. We have our full-time jobs, all of us, and sometimes even to just set up a meeting, it takes a couple of weeks before our schedules actually finally align. So this is one thing that we have been kind of like we have been doing it so far, but it hasn't been consistent. That we have like a proper team which we can just assemble in a few days and just go to like a performance or a competition or something like that. So that's yeah.
We are working,
But we are
towards it.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have plans.
But I do feel like, we are being very, very positive here. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot to come where we have, and it's been full of challenges.
Yeah.
Right from, you could say, getting people on board to, if you want to get a foreign artist to get a workshop, scheduling issues, booking a studio.
Studios.
Yeah.
It is very cool, taking all your inventory, which manages a lot by herself.
Yeah.
Getting to pull back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the weather conditions are not always so in the rain, you're going out and about, you're the chakra, go to classes. Yeah, I mean, it does come with a lot of challenges, but in the end, it's all worth it because the whole high performing on the stage is, I think, totally.
I think that's what the guru was saying.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
these challenges don't come to us as challenges. It's like part of the process. Like okay, this we have to do it in order to do a performance or something. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, 100%. Has it ever happened that someone's like showed up late for a rehearsal for a performance? Like, is there
Everyone have challenges.
So you got like cancellations and the people being late. That's part of it.
But yes, it is challenging sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting crazy sometimes. Yeah, I get.
And then when it comes to like a performance, like I know you guys have done a lot of stage shows. How does the journey of like rehearsals look like? You know, when it comes to putting up a performance, like who um who comes up with the idea? Like, you know, I feel like we should start with this. I feel like we should choose this song. Is it like team collaboration, or is it like one person saying that, hey, today I'm gonna take the reins on this performance? Like, how does it look like for you guys?
So she's the one that actually talks to people out there, or people approach her. Okay, that we have this big event coming up. We have like, for example, one of the biggest performances of our year is usually at the Valley Festival in Amsterdam. So yeah, she knows the organizers. She has got some contacts. That's how we initially start the process of doing the performance. And once we have finalized, okay, we are gonna perform here. Then we usually sit together to decide on a team. We have a big WhatsApp group where we ask people who all want to join us for a team, and they can send us their if they have our workshops, we already know how good of a dancer they are, or if not, they usually send us a video of themselves dancing, like a mini audition or something you can call it. And then the second part is actually finalizing the team itself. And after we have done that, then we think of okay, how we want our performance to look like. Do we want to tell a story? Do we want to start from like full energy, slow it down? Like what kind of performance we want it to be? And one thing we really take into consideration is what audience we are performing for, because of course we have varied kind of events, varied kind of audiences. Um, so, for example, whenever we are performing in Diwali, we make sure we keep a Hindi song to do Bhangra on. Whenever we are performing in front of a non-Indian audience, we make it a point that we keep a English song where we do Bhangra on, Bhangra fusion, and so that it's not only something alien to them; they are able to connect it to themselves. They are able to connect it that okay, this is something that they. It's not only a certain people can do it. You can do it. You can. It's a dance song. You can have it on any type of song, any type of music. So that's our second part, and then after that, we usually sit together to actually then decide the songs, how the sequence of the songs is going to look like, and then it's the next point is like how many people on stage, who, what person is doing what song, because in Bhangra as well, there's different dance forms within Bhangra as well. So who does what dance form best? Who's going to take center stage on what song? All these formations, like really lengthy
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
yeah,
Costumes, and like the choreos and the formations of costumes.
because our costumes are usually super colorful. And then recently we actually imported 100 costumes from India.
You should see our recent performance at the event at PwC, and you would love the costumes. You will get the sense of.
I think I did post it on social. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have seen it. Yeah.
I think we're forgetting something. One thing that is unique about our group is that probably we're the only group that puts a performance together that has both Bhangra and Hita.
Yeah, yeah. That's how we actually hit it off after the first Diwali performance we did.
Yeah.
And the major part of that performance was Gidda.
Yeah.
It's so surprising, like coming from Punjab and how this Bhangra originated was a big part of it was all the males and men dancing onto it, and then over the years, Bhangra also became like a genderless dance basically. But it's so surprising and reassuring at the same time here that most of the people that join us are females in and that's also the reason Gidda has been a really big part of all our performances. And yeah, Mansi took it on herself to learn Gidda first and then teach to
Yeah,
everyone.
it was a bit crazy. We just had one workshop with Sarah in September 2022. And after that one workshop, I just managed to design a whole guitar choreo.
Yeah.
My confidence, but I think it was all just the support of everybody. Yeah. And one thing which I would like to add to the process towards a performance, right? A performance or a competition or wherever we plan to go. I think as a team, when we sit together, we are very open towards what we like and what we don't like. So that transparency helps us bond, that have a clear view on what we really want to do in our head and forward. I think that helps a lot, and that's not very common. That's rare to be able to speak up, to be able to just say what's there in your mind rather than being like just being supportive or just being there. So yeah. And all of us, I think Harpreet is the one who's really pushing now to do really good choreos, energetic songs, level up the performances. Now she runs her brains behind a lot of choreos. I think.
Okay. Join the last workshop. No, it is.
It's super nice, and I should share this. So these guys did a workshop last weekend, was it?
Yeah.
Saturday. And I was in Falstaff, and I couldn't attend the workshop. But then it was my last day at Falstaff, and I was like, oh, I want to do something new. They posted, and then they posted a video of the workshop, right? And I'm like, oh my god, this is perfect. I have to dance. So I just got up. I copied, of course, their choreo, and I was like, they are so full of energy. You should look at that video. I couldn't stop for like 5 minutes. I was like running back.
got up and my friends were like, "What?" So we were chilling, right? We were chilling. We had views and admiring and doing meditation there. We need to record me now. I just got up. I learned the steps, and I think in 10, 15 minutes, I was ready. And then they shoot me the choreo, and I surprised them. I was like, I have to do this because they were so amazing that I couldn't stop to dance on it. So yeah. So then
Like,
I tried.
we were in shock. It was like within half an hour.
Yeah.
She posted. It was like, wow. Like great teacher.
Learned so much from them.
We have made a point that whenever they're traveling, you'll find videos of three of them on our page dancing at the Did you live in Vienna?
No, same place.
Place.
Also,
Yeah.
and but I did in Prague. Too.
Oh yeah,
We had it was the same place.
yeah. It's amazing to do such things. Like, really.
Yeah.
You guys are motivating me now. Like, honestly, I'm gonna I want to ask if if it's possible after the show ends. Well, after we finish recording, if you guys can teach me like 10 seconds of Bhangra. Like, I would love to do that. I mean, it would be great for social media content, but at the same time, I know my mom will be proud, and I know I will be proud. Like, now I'm looking forward to the end of the conversation. Yeah, but
Thank you so much.
no. While we do have some time to get there, you guys mentioned like Sarah being here, Hardy being here. Some of your favorite. Let's talk about some of your favorite like collaborations. Some of your favorite performances. A lot of people say like the first performance is my favorite because like it shot us into like stardom or like success. What is your favorite performances or favorite collaborations?
For me, no doubtedly, Harley's workshop is one of my favorites. Both, but the second one even more. Everyone was sweating crazy, and they were still going on for it. And we had received so many amazing feedbacks, and I loved doing that workshop. Like I enjoyed every bit of it. So I think for me that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Just to mention, we have had so many nice collaborations.
Yes.
We have like starting from Hardy and then Sarah, then there's Lavesh from US. He came all the way to do a workshop here. Then we did a workshop and collaboration with Navjot from Pxrdesi Mirchii. I also did a collaboration from a girl from Paris, and then the one from Austin, Bhangra, a guy from all over. Like he was here in Europe, and then they hit us up that let's do a collab video. So yeah, with, then a girl from Royal Bhangra from UK came over workshops here. So we have really good response even from within the Bhangra community. Everyone tries to uplift each other, so it's a really nice community to be in.
What I'm hearing is that you guys have reached a lot of countries, and like to do that is very impressive. Like that's a strong network. I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
Regarding to that, we're actually trying and hope to do that in the coming future. That there's quite a few teams within Europe now, like starting from Brussels, Paris, even Prague. We have Munich, Berlin, so many of them, and we really want to get everyone together on a single platform. So yeah, I think everyone is connected at this point with each other, at least through social media. So whenever someone is visiting the other place, even if it's for vacation or for any of the reasons, everyone makes it a point that the other team there knows that we're there, and everyone needs to talk to each other to connect, to do a collaboration video, to do a workshop, whatever is possible at that point. And I think that's such a nice thing to have that you have connection in so many countries within your and so many people who have the same passion as you.
So you guys then first talked about like how Amsterdam Bhangra first started. You said that it was just a little wish to learn and to like feel a little connected to the culture. But when did the exact moment to to give workshops? You know, because you could have either just stayed with performances or you could have just stayed with workshops. But like the decision to pursue both, or like the decision to pursue one and then another, how did that come about?
I think it was right after Harvey's workshop that we started thinking of workshops, and he was very proactive in
Giving workshops.
finding a studio to give a workshop.
Mhm.
It's great.
And I remember
I remember that was the first time I felt that, oh, now we have somebody who's going to teach proper.
super happy.
Vibe was our first song, right? So Vibe by Diljit was our first Bhangra workshop. So I did my bachelor from a city called Patiala, which is known to have one of the best. Like it's really it has a really big cultural background, and there I was part of a society called Virsa, and then I actually did a couple of workshops there while being part of the society. Because there were a lot of non-Punjabi people and even Punjabi as well who wanted to learn Bhangra at a good level. And then that's how I was like, okay, I was kind of confident that in case I have to teach, I can, just go about and teach. And when the opportunity, like she has all been so pushing in the sense that okay, we should do it. Like always giving me that push. And then opportunity came, I was like, yes, let's do it. And
Yeah,
then
and I think with him, we felt like it's like a cup of tea. He would be sleeping at 12 o'clock and he would be ready with his choreo for a 12 o'clock workshop. Yeah, so that's how easy it was for him. So, yeah.
And I remember when it's so different for both of us. I remember when I had to host my first Gidda workshop. The day I decided that okay, I'm hosting the Gidda workshop, that very day I decided the song and the
that's a feedback so many people give me that I never tell the songs before my workshop because actually I don't even know myself. I decide on the day what's the mood like, what's the, like, do I want an energetic workshop, do I want a very graceful workshop? So I decide on the day, I decide the song on the day, I decide the choreo. A lot like it has happened a few times that I actually decide the choreo when I'm on my way to the studio to teach. I think I just that's the case with me for
Wherever inspiration hits you, yeah.
I think then for the performance and what we wanted to do, we really sat together to really put on paper what individuals' goal is towards Amsterdam Bhangra, what we would like to do. And do we like to do performances or just workshops or just classes or do we want to change it all around? We really sat together to figure that out for everyone because also we have to consider the time perspective and everything. So, and then we chose to do performance as well. I think till that time we also had people we could see that we can go as a group because pack it up with 5 people would not create that impact on the stage as it is with 10 people or 12 people. So I think in 2 years we also saw people who were regular into our workshops who seemed more interested and then we could form a team for performance.
So yeah, I think it's been a mix. Workshops was no brainer. You definitely have to do workshops. And performances happened by chance when we were invited to perform at the Embassy Festival.
that was
Like,
actually the first time big
and we that day when we were representing India through Bhangra at the stage on the stage, we really felt like celebrities because it was an audience that was not Indian. All Dutch audience, kids as well. So they were very excited to see our dance and our colorful costumes, and they were taking photographs with us. The Indian ambassador especially took a picture with us because she really liked it. So I think that excitement and that recognition that a performance gives you was probably one of the driving factors. And then we also wanted to show that we have something to offer. So earlier we were very proactive in seeking stages where we can. Like we requested a Punjabi singer's team to open his show, which was
Ranjit Baba's
show, which was a big deal for us at that time. Even today it would be. It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
Now probably we are at that stage when we may not say yes to every stage, but we still look out for bigger stages.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys are getting offers is like probably like definitely a ego stroke. Like I could imagine, like a good ego stroke. I mean, like I say it like to people all the time. Like for example, Shah Rukh Khan. You know, a lot of people call him egoistic, but bro, if you're at that stage, like even anybody would have a little bit of ego. So like, does it feel good? Like yeah, you know, I've got a couple of offers lined up. I ain't gotta say yes to everybody, but you know.
I think like it's good for fame. It's good for recognition.
Yeah.
Ego wouldn't hit us because it's not good for the pocket. It's just almost not very exact. I think that the stage where ego would hit us in something like Bhangra, it's gonna come way later.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, and it's not our target as well.
Yeah.
But I think everyone enjoys a bit of fame. So
That we do. That we do enjoy. Yes.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And then when it comes to your workshops, do you guys have different levels in like difficulty? Do you also target different age groups or?
So for first 1.5 year or so of doing workshops, we always kept it beginners level. So where everyone can come and enjoy the workshop, and they wouldn't feel like okay, I can't be part
I
of it
don't
because
belong here.
I don't belong here or something. But slowly, of course, as time passed by, we are also trying to increase the complexity, the level of our workshops, and also this like in the coming future, it's definitely happening that we are going to split our workshops between beginners and intermediate. And sometimes I think anyone who is at the level of doing an advanced workshop, they usually join us for a performance. So our performance choreos are like the level which would be advanced from the workshops. That's how we have kept so far. Of course, everyone comes to the workshops. It's a 2 hour workshop, and then you teach them a choreo, and then you're done with it. Like you only have a certain period, a certain time, and you have to finish the choreo. That's the focus of the workshop. But then a lot of people, we got a lot of inquiries, and a lot of people also wanted to actually learn the Bhangra, like really learn the steps, how to pick up their leg, how the hand, how why do we do what we do, like so to learn it from the basics up, and that's why we did a first time we tried to do a basic Bhangra course, and it was a huge success. Everyone loved it so much, and we did like 4 classes, and where we taught everything from the basics up. And recently, Harpreet did another one of those courses, and again, super nice response. Everyone loved it. So I think that's another direction that we are definitely going to pursue in the future. Probably this August, September, October, we're going to have some regular classes going on where people can come and learn Bhangra steps, and then we are also going to have workshops. So these are two different sides that are going to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And as far as the guitar workshops are concerned, the approach is a little different. Like when I approach a workshop, I first select the song and then focus during the workshop is for mostly the guitar workshops are the attendees are women. Never had man. In general, the gender ratio is skewed. But Raga is for women to know the meaning of the song also. Not everyone is Punjabi. So I would encourage them to, kind of add nuances to their dancing and have grace in the steps so that you feel a little bit of feminine energy also when you're dancing because
Yeah. There is a lot of nakra when it comes to guitar.
word during the
Yeah.
workshop.
Yeah. And if you don't understand what's going on, then like you can't really portray the emotion like that.
Translated the lyrics for people to understand, what it means in English. So at most Gita, I always say this in the Gita workshops, like, it's you can I think most Punjabi Gita songs are they suggest that the Punjabi women are borderline narcissistic. Their beauty and you have to have that kind of body language also. So my focus during workshops is to promote that as well because dancing is part emotion, you emote, part expression, part body language, part steps. So all three have to come together. Yeah. That's pretty much my approach, I would say.
We have organized one workshop for kids as well. But most difficult to figure out the time for kids, like what would be the best time. Sometimes there are holidays and sometimes there are some things. So yeah, we also like that's also nowadays it's not a big challenge, but that had been a challenge to figure out what days or time of the day would be great for to organize a workshop. But now we have kind of gauged it because now we have Bhangra classes as well, so we know kind of like what time do people suggest.
Then, when it comes to teaching, because like you just mentioned the language, and then you of course mentioned like a Bhangra course and talking about precision. Does that also include like the history of the dance forms? Because I'm sure like there, of course, every dance, every piece of art has theory to it. You know, you can't just do something because it's there. You have to learn where it comes from, what the background looks like. How much of that do you like talk about in your sessions? And do you have to like maybe research yourself as well before a workshop?
Before an event, I remember that before some events, we do like a research and of finding the right words, and Karman would find a history about something, and she would really sit down and write things down so that, as you did, right, so that you do not go hayway everywhere. You have a specific content, and you can talk about it, and people also understand in a specific manner what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think with the Bhangra course this time there was a lot of holistic
Background
research
research,
that
yeah.
she did
Yeah.
for all the Bhangra, the names of the Bhangra steps.
Yeah.
Bhangra steps actually.
Yeah.
The mentions out there.
I do not- now I'm lost actually. I'm so so into it, so I'm like little bit lost. Yeah, there are like I know little bit of.
But she did a lot of research.
I
Actually.
don't know.
Yeah.
So how we usually definitely if it's a Bhangra course, we started with a really proper introduction of what Bhangra is, where it originated from, like did Bhangra in the first place. So that's a big part of our introduction day on our Bhangra course.
First day.
But mostly for our workshops, because there's also a lot of repetition for the people who are coming to our workshops. There we can keep it very brief in the beginning. Like, okay, this is how you're supposed to do Bhangra. This is where it originated from, and okay, let's get into it. Something like that. But was really impressed by her people this time. Like the last course that she took, she did thorough research on
I did.
every step, how at what angle your foot should be, at what angle your hands should be, how what the steps are called, what like all these things before actually going into the class and teaching.
First, I researched, I learned how it is, and then that's how you teach. That's what I want to really because I also don't know a lot of steps name, and I'm also learning every day. We are growing and then learning ourselves. So I also want to teach them in a way that they also should know the steps name from where it comes, how it looks like, or how it how should be the position and everything. Because it's really important in Bhangra. The hands and legs should be wide, so it looks good. And you should also wear smile. So all these body language.
I think Haki was also very kind. Shared his template of
Yeah, we should. We,
That makes
so he
sense.
helped us actually.
Well, shout out to Hardy.
Okay, don't forget something listening. I will
We'll
send
send the link to Pure Bhangra.
Let's see if they respond. Well, I'm sure
They will.
I think Pure Bhangra has. If ever we were to write down the story of Amsterdam Bhangra, ever, I think Pure Bhangra would have the maximum amount of references.
Always being
Oh. No, of course, and it's again, it's so nice. Yeah, so nice to have that connection and someone to like look up to in a way. But now coming back to the workshops, like, do you guys have any favorite songs or like favorite tracks that you love teaching? And like, what are some of those? Are they very popular? Are they very like folk based? What are some songs like?
I think as a team, the first workshop we did on vibe from LG, that that was it somehow became iconic song for our team and everyone who like because every of course the first workshop was special and the song is amazing and it's by Diljit who is like everyone's favorite honestly.
Vibe on vibe.
Yeah. Also the Punjabi MC, right?
Jogi.
Jogi, Munir Bachkeri.
Munir Bachkeri. There is this one song.
Also, I think we've done a lot of You don't have
Yeah. I think Punjabi MC we have done like some of the beginner performances where because that is one song which you can hear in every club within Amsterdam and Netherlands for sure. If you tell them, yeah, it is like worldwide song. So we did some of the performances. We included that song in some of our.
We are forgetting one actually. Which one? Manjali Vajan.
Yeah, our favorite.
Manjali was basically a very calm, soothing song. We like for our first 6 months or so of doing performances.
1 year.
1 year, yeah.
Wow.
Like that's one of the. It's one of my favorite songs to start the performance with, and it's such a beautiful start that everyone is just engaged as it is. I also wanted to give a shout out to one of our team members. So I saw a crazy story that I saw one video, one Bhangra video like 10 years ago or something.
Oh yes.
And then that's my all-time favorite Bhangra video, and I've watched it so many times, and I've been inspired from that video so much, and it was so nice that someone from that particular team, so CMU Bhangra, she joined us for a performance here. For like she moved to Amsterdam, and then she joined us for a few performances here, and. Shout out to Nikita. And yeah, like we have used some of the songs from that choreo, and every time we use any part of that performance that I saw 10 years ago, it's so refreshing. It feels so nice. Yeah.
But having said that, do you guys have any upcoming performances that you feel like the audience should look out for? They should already like start buying tickets for to see you guys. What are some what's the pipeline of events looking like?
No, I think we are just going with the flow.
Yeah,
Definitely
I would
lots of
say.
workshops coming up. Definitely a course or regular classes coming up in autumn. Performances, we'll see. Maybe we are performing at the Independence Day rooftop. We don't know yet, but that's what was decided last year. So
Okay.
we'll have to get an update. Hopefully, again, we'll get Diwali this year.
I think that's our most. That's the performance we put most effort into usually, and because it's in front of a really big crowd, and it's Diwali, which is one of the most important festivals in India as well. So yeah, that's
Also looking forward to corporate workshops again this year.
yeah.
We
I
did
think
a lot of them last year, so
I think one thing that we absolutely forgot to mention in all of our conversations is the things that we have done so far.
Yeah.
yeah.
we we have this year we were the ones that organized Lodi, which is a really important and cultural festival originally from Punjab, also all across North India. And then on Vaisakhi as well.
Last year we did Bisakhi. This year we did Bisakhi.
I was supposed to attend this year's. I was this close to buying a ticket, but then Ricky Singh called me and he was like, "I have availability for today. Should we shoot the podcast today?" And I was like, "Pass." So I had to. Yeah.
Vaisakhi this year was really big. Ambassador Vinod Sandhuna was part of this. So it was such a huge boost for us. And that's the thing. So Amsterdam Bhangra, of course, it's Bhangra, Gidda, workshops, performances, all of this. But apart from this, we also, as our vision and our motto in the beginning was to spread Punjabi culture or stay connected to Punjabi culture ourselves and then spread it to everyone living in the Netherlands, and we uh, organizing events on the cultural days, cultural festivals that we have in Punjab. So yeah, that's an important thing that we really want to keep doing.
No, for sure. That's cool. Yeah. You know what I would really love to see? Because, like I said, I was supposed to come for the Baisakhi event, but I did see some of the videos afterwards, and I saw Dolly Brothers were there. What would be really interesting, if you guys haven't done it already, to like shoot a live video with the Dolly Brothers and like dance on the live dole. I think it would be really exciting.
Is that on Lodi? The last was it? Yeah, whenever like in January we had this year when we did the Lodi, we made sure. So Toli Brothers, shout out to him as well. He has been such an supportive friend, I would say. Actually, like support from all like various entities, various organizations working in Netherlands has been immense. Like
Yes.
everyone, including Yeah, BTG, Bridging the Gap, then
Serious
there's
time.
Serious Time Plus films, then
Urban Punjabi
Urban
events.
Punjabi events, and
Manu
Manu from
India
India
Post.
Post. So many people, who have been supporting us, and whenever we want something,
Amin, we should not forget.
yeah,
Amin photography.
photography,
Yeah.
he has been such an integral part. You would have probably seen our release video when we released t-shirts for the first time, and also some other videos like the Hardy's workshop, and then you did a Bhangra shoot with him as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And it's all been very voluntary pro bono help
yeah.
with no expectations of any return from anyone.
All the names that we
Yes,
took,
exactly.
like everyone,
Yeah.
all the names that we took till now, like in last 2 minutes, everyone has just helped us pro bono because they just want to be part of this.
Of course, I don't think anyone's looking for profit when it comes to like culture and art. Of course, I think that's something that comes eventually, like when you feel like you can. But for culture and for art, like it's always nice to just be part of something. So like,
And the embassy, like let's not forget the embassy.
The ambassador.
Everyone from the embassy.
Ambassador, the Krish was the director of the Land Center.
Shukla
Was
ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes.
Soumya.
So much.
It's sometimes it's unreal. You also have to pinch yourselves to think that really we're getting so much love in this crust.
is there any advice or like a message that you'd want to give to the audience listening, to people that want to also start getting into their own cultural dances or cultural art forms, or somebody that wants to join you guys as Bhangra dancers or Bhangra learners? Anything for them?
Yeah, I would say, I think just go for it as the theme. There's like for all of our workshops, all of our events, there's no guarantee before we actually go for it. There's never a guarantee that it's going to be a success. Like that, like the last Besaki event was such a big example of that. We were like 2 or 3 weeks before the event. We were just 2 weeks. We were just finalizing things. We were struggling with what we are even going to do on the day, and then in the end, it turned out to be such a huge success. Shout out to all these guys. Uh, but then, yeah, I think whatever you feel like is possible, just go for it.
Yeah, and I think one thing would be to, let yourself free of the fear of attachment from anybody. Because there will be a lot of noise around you when you're trying to do something different or when you're trying to follow your passion. And you just have to listen to yourself because it's a very tough path, especially in a culture like ours. And it comes with its own challenges. So I think you have to follow your heart because I think we truly, in my mind and in my belief, I think we truly live for our passions. Everything else is just life that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think that because before Bhangra, I am part of the Maharashtrian club also here, and with them we also do Ganpati celebrations. I had never done that before in India. However, I was passionate about, and now in 2 years I was teaching instruments to other people. So I feel like when you're here, at least in the Netherlands, people are really warm and helpful. As we also saw for ourselves that people have been so amazingly helpful and supportive. So I think if you're here, just go for it, whatever you feel like, and you will find people who will help you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say stay happy and do dance, Bhangra. And everyone so do dance. I think it's a good therapy. And if you don't feel like doing it at home, then join us.
You heard her. If you don't feel like doing it at home, which I know most of you guys don't, feel free to join Amsterdam Bhangra. That's amazing. Not to mention, it's a great exercise as well.
It is.
But-
Mentally also.
Mental and physical, both actually.
Well, that was an amazing conversation we had. I think like I said, I learned so much from you guys, so thank you so much. Having said that, are you guys ready for the rapid fire round?
Born ready.
I've prepared a list of 8 questions, 2 per person, so we'll go in order.
Yes.
So, yeah, are you ready for the first question? Perfect. Okay. First question is, what is your favorite dance move?
You should do it.
Oh, the all-time easy one and the favorite is Pataka. I think it's like
Love it. That was amazing. Okay. Now for you, which singer or artist would you like to dance for or with? Love the Zico sound. Okay. Mazi, who is your dance role model, if you have any?
Dance role model.
Yeah.
Madhuri.
Oh, love Madhuri. Okay. Do you have any pre-performance ritual?
Pre-performance ritual. I think pumping up everyone. We like.
yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
Running to catch his public transport.
Okay. What was the last movie that you watched that you really liked?
Oh, I think it's yeah. Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. It's my favorite. So I was watching alone. Like I was. That was not the case, but I really love watching Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. I can watch number of times, like anytime.
Lovely. Okay. What 5 songs are you currently listening to on repeat?
Oh,
I have one. So one is Dubey from Gehraiyan. Second is Sajni, which is a very new song from one of the Love Therapies. Third is Paradise.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song. All these songs are
that
my
is song, right?
No.
Paradise. There is one Paradise. Okay.
Then fourth is Milaya Milaya. I don't know the movie. I forgot. the movie.
Happy ending, I think. Happy ending.
And the fifth one is I think
Punjabi, please say it.
Punjabi and sing.
India तो बच गए नहीं.
Which artist do you think is the most underrated? My mom will agree with you on that. Yeah. Because of my mom. Yeah. Okay. What is the most unusual place you've danced in?
Airport. We actually opened, like Air India was supposed to start their flights from Amsterdam to Delhi, and we were there performing
For the opening
ceremony. Yeah.
Airport, yeah.
Like that. So then, would you guys like to answer the question that if you have like something, a crazy place that you guys have danced in?
But I can dance anywhere, so it's not crazy for me.
I've danced on one of the very picturesque locations in Amsterdam, which is a bridge. I don't know what's the name. So that's a bridge from where you have a view of a church. It's a very picturesque location in Amsterdam. And then I wanted to shoot a video there. And that bridge is never still. You always have people bicycling and people waiting for the picture. So we had like proper traffic control with my brothers there, and we were doing a video shoot. Me and my cousin were doing a video shoot there on Macarena.
One is, of course, it was in Innsbruck on the top of the mountain in the middle of snow-clad peaks and trees. That was one. And the other one was, it's funny, last year at the Independence Day function when the stage was shaking when that was about to break.
Yeah.
They had a wooden stage, and as soon as we started the dance, it shook like, and then we did an entire performance that shaking stage.
Because at one point thinking everyone, they had something going on there.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Because everyone is like, okay, it's gonna be like this.
Talk about a stage-breaking performance, I guess. That's crazy. Okay. Well, I don't know if this relates to the same question, but has Amsterdam Bhangra ever had a funny or an embarrassing moment?
Oh, I remember that for a cool one.
So that was a step I was supposed to do at the end, but I fell. So I fell backwards and I felt like I don't have to stop, right? I'm on stage. I have to go on. The show must go on. So I turned backwards and I started doing something. But no.
Yeah, you can do it.
No. So yeah, that was a very funny.
And then to make things a little more nice, I might slow it down. If a film were to be made on the Amsterdam Bhangra journey, what song title would be the best fit?
अभी हमारे रील में बनाया था.
But it's
No, film का song भी तो होगी ना.
yeah, but वो एक जर्नी होगी ना मतलब I don't know.
But there's another song that comes to my mind. There's a song by Subtitles himself. It's called Planet Punjab. It basically, the song is about how the entire world is like Punjab to him, and how people from across the globe are just because it's a very common phrase कि Punjabi te aloo har jagah lag jate hain, which basically means Punjabis and potatoes are found everywhere. So yeah, I think that would be one of the things, because coming to Netherlands, which like now is, but at one point wasn't a very popular destination, coming from Punjab, coming from India, and then setting up ourselves here, setting up like Amsterdam Bhangra here. That's something I can think of.
Oh, fair. Okay, Planet Punjab. I'd love to see it. And like an added question, would you want a film on Planet Punjab of Amsterdam Bhangra, or would you see yourself rather in a series?
Oh.
Series. So that we can have more seasons and episodes and things building up there.
But I think something to add: film has an ending, but series can go on.
Is there anybody that you feel like should play your characters in?
Well, if the answer was amongst the actors, Indian actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I'm confused. Neeru Bajwa, Sonam Bajwa.
Neeru Bajwa.
Neeru Bajwa, more like Neeru Bajwa.
You?
No.
Any actress? Anyone from Bollywood?
Maybe Tapsi Pannu.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see that. I see the cast. I do see it. Yes. Well, that does bring us to the end of the rapid fire. Please give yourself a round of applause because you guys did amazing. Now, if you're ready, it's time for trivia. So it's the entertainment quiz, as I like to call it. There's a list of 8 questions in random order. So whoever knows the answer, shout it out. Yeah. Okay. Well, Amsterdam Bhangra, brace yourself. This is the entertainment quiz. First question is: which Punjabi singer headlined Coachella in 2023?
Everyone knows.
That's
But it gets difficult. Okay. In which 2 movies does Kajol play Anjali?
कुछ कुछ होता है and
That's correct. Okay. In the movie Sholay, Gabbar says, "Kitne aadmi the?" What number does he get in response?
3.
11.
I think though.
Do.
It was the main thing.
It was 2 in my head, but I said 11. Yeah, I know.
And the next question: what was Chamkila's full name?
Amar Singh Chamkila.
In which field do Raj and Simran meet in DDLJ? In the movie Jab We Met, what is the name of Geet's first love?
Anshuman.
How many films is in the Doom franchise?
3.
3 is correct. They're planning to make a 4th, but haven't heard anything about that. And last, which is in my opinion the most difficult question: how many times does Sukhbir sing "Oh Ho Ho Ho" in Tare Game Game?
Nice one.
We have options.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to guess, and then I can give you options.
We would like
Maybe
to have
15,
options.
between something between 15 to 20, I feel.
Yeah,
But let's
I was
see.
gonna say 20, 25.
Yeah.
Let's say
What are the
24.
options?
Okay, the options are 20, B50, C60, and D70.
Oh no,
No,
it's gonna be
that is
more. It's gonna be like more.
I think
Probably 50. Yeah.
70.
The correct answer is indeed 70. Yes. The whole line, oh ho ho ho, is said in the entire song 7 times.
Oh wow.
You don't realize it, right? When we go to a party and we dance to it, every time we sing it, and it's like 70 times.
But to be fair, that song is very long, and when you're at a party, I think they just chop it up in between. Yeah. But yeah, 70 times he sang that, so shout out to Sakbir. But yeah, that brought us to the end of the entertainment quiz, as well as the entire episode in general. How do you guys feel about the entire episode, looking back at it?
Super
What happened for
nice.
Desi
Times
Mirchii?
new, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very nice. Very nice.
Love
Yes.
I think it's definitely something because of course we do our thing and we never really document anything in any way, like not even. Yeah, this is something that is now documented, ranging from how everything started and how where we are now and all along the way. So that's yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I think I also had an amazing time as well. So thank you so much. It was also very nice to see the in the excitement in the rapid fire and the entertainment quiz. I think that was really nice. But yeah, no, I had lots of fun. But now I think it's time to say goodbye. I mean, Amsterdam Bhangra is the winner.
So individualistic.
I focus so much on my looks and the girl is the winner. No, but thank you so much. It was amazing.
No, thank you so much for taking out the time. I think it was an incredible experience. And now it's time to talk to my audience and tell them that if you guys enjoyed this particular episode, make sure to follow Amsterdam Bhangra on social media for more performances, for more workshops, for more fun Bhangra and dance content. That's at Amsterdam Bhangra on social media. So do make sure you follow them there. And of course, for more things Pardesi, Desi, and Mirchi in the Netherlands and of course worldwide, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, which is at Pxrdesi Mirchii with the extra I at the end because we are extra. I will hopefully see you guys in another episode really, really soon. But till then, namaste, goodbye, and thank you for listening to Pardesi Mirchii 7291 non FM. Bye.